suck stress. No, I didn't say success. I said suck stress. And everything you do, homie, if you go left, that means you forsake going right. If you went up, that means you forsake going down. In book terms, it's called an opportunity cost. But when we talking about chips, I'm talking about stress. The stress that comes from success kind of sucks, homie. And if you don't do something about it to make sure you're on top of your game, you're gonna fall like all the rest of the lames, you dig? So let me give you something to think about. When you're an employee, when you get off work, all you do is clock out and go home. You don't worry about payroll. You don't worry about other people getting paid. You don't worry about whether the lights go on. You're not worried about the computer. You're not worried about anything. You understand what I'm saying? So you get out and you, as far as you know, you sliding on the back of that dinosaur like Fred Flintstone and getting the hell out of here, jumping in your car with your lunch. But once you become an owner, homie, once you might be a maker right now, but you're making stuff for other people. Once you become the maker and the owner of your own hustle, homie, there's some stress that comes along with it. Because instead of saying, hey, I'm just part of the empire, I got a good position in the empire, you're saying, no, I am the empire, homie. And what a lot of cats never really get about money is that there is a trade-off. And for a lot of you cats, you need to get prepared for it, because nobody really tells you about it. They'll tell you that, when you're making money, you don't mind working 12 hours a day. You probably really don't mind. But keep doing that for about 3 months to see if you don't fall out from an anxiety attack or some craziness that comes along with it. See if you don't gain 30, 40 pounds. This is why most people who are bosses are fat, because they don't get up and do anything. They don't know how to handle their stress, so the way they handle their stress is to go get another sandwich. And you know what I'm saying, and to scream at people and start drinking and having alcohol and start smoking and, you know what I'm saying, start going out partying all day. Like you have someone who say, I work hard, so I play hard. And I always think, you a sucker for that one too. Because realistically, if you work hard, or if someone has them working hard for them, and then you come out here to trick off all your money like that's the trade-off from working hard, then you a sucker too. The stress that comes from making it, man, the stress from success, homie, is something that we all can counteract. And it really start off with something really simple that you can do. A lot of you cats might do it right now. And that is really, man, number one thing I do, man, is I like to work out. I don't care if it's running around a park or going to the gym or, you know what I'm saying, something like that, because you really need something to counteract all the mental fatigue. See, when you were young in the game, homie, it took a lot of physical labor for you to make money. You were washing cars, you were doing all this stuff. But when you start building empires, it takes a lot of mental fatigue from you, your brain. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking about stuff too much. You can't let go. You have your BlackBerry on your side, people calling you all day. You have a secretary who needs to get paid. You have inventory. You have the government papers you have to file. You got a lot of stuff that you got to take care of in order to make money. That's the stress. And it ain't going to end, homie. It's not something that goes away. In fact, the more money you make, the more that comes with it. Like your boy Biggie say, more money, more problems. And it's the truth. Now, the problems ain't what he had from the street. The problem is, how do you manage a big-ass empire that produces billions? And you're going to need 1 million people. So who's going to manage those 1 million people in order for you to get to 1 billion? And the things you need to do, homie, is I'm going to give you a couple of steps here in this one. That's why it's called Suck Stress, because that's the game we in. A couple of things you need to do. One, homie, is if you never worked out before, you need to go work out right now. You really, I don't care if you got to get a personal trainer. I don't care what you got to do. You need to go and get yourself a trainer and get yourself in some kind of regimen. The second thing you need to do is you need to adjust your diet. I'm not saying you got to go out here and eat rice cakes like all them Fruit Loops. I ain't telling you all that stuff. What I'm telling you to do is you got to think that most of the time you're probably going to be sitting down. Unless your business is a personal trainer, homie, most of the time you're going to be sitting down in front of some computer or on the phone for 8 hours straight. And when you get home, you're going to be tired. And you're not going to go work out after that. You think you will, and you're not going to wake up early in the morning and go work out. So if you know you're not going to be the cat that's going to hit them weights and be out on the street, you know what I'm saying, all day, then you need to watch what you take in. And most of the time, man, that's simple as you just really changing your diet from meat to fruit or something simple. From, you know, I don't know if y'all like eat vegetables, I don't. But you change it from more meat products to more fruit products. And you can have the same basic thing. The third thing you need to do is to learn how to organize your life. When you organize your life, I mean, there is a time when everybody gets to go home. Some suckers don't believe they need to go home. They'll work 12, 14, 15, 16 hours a day and say that's what it takes. Well, if it takes 16 hours for you to be successful, then that means you should hire somebody to work 8 of those hours so you can only do 8. The reason why a lot of people burn out is because they think they have to work all the way. Even when I was starting my business, you know, I went through some crazy hours, man. I used to hit the fax machine, started ringing at 2 in the morning. I got up at 2 in the morning, started doing the paperwork, you know, but that was on the way up. But when I got to the way up, believe me, I was over in Manhattan, going to the gym, you know what I'm saying, trying to adjust my food and everything I was eating. I didn't want to get no bad habits. A lot of people would develop bad habits. You're going to see them turn into alcoholics. When I was over in New York, I saw people snorting cocaine, you know what I'm saying, because their life was unorganized. When you let, and this is just the truth of the matter here, when you let the race dictate your pace, homie, you're going to lose. You understand what I'm saying? The pace dictates the race, not the race dictates the pace, you dig? So if someone is in a fast-moving system, and they have to always be up and running because the system moves so fast and they haven't come up with a way in order to be productive, then that's where you get burnout at, right? That's when you run out of gas. That's when everything runs out. But if you switch the game around and you have your pace, the pace for you to be productive and to still be good in the race, to still be productive, you can do that for the rest of your life. I had a boy, right, when I started my company, he had a company similar, in fact, the same thing. And he used to, you know, be running all over the place, and, you know, he'd say, you know, Freeman, you should get, you know, as many clients as you can. And I'm like, no, homie, I should get as many good clients as I can, because the rest of them just nothing but stress, homie. If I got to keep dealing with assholes all day, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to hate making money. So my idea was to find a way to get rid of all my bad clients, increase the number of my good clients. So what I did was I gave my good clients a deal. I made a cheaper offer to them. Even though when they came in, they were paying, let's say, $200. I said, you know, I'm going to give you $175 because you're one of my best clients. I want to make sure you guys survive. It's a reward for being a good person, but it's also a reward because they paid me on time. And I never had to worry about nothing. And they were good clients. And then all the other people who were bad clients, and any time that they made an issue with me or they tried to cause any problems, I just said, man, you know what, I think you should just find another person to do it, because I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to help you do this no more. And most of the time they were sad or even shocked, because most of the time, how many times you see a company come in and firing the customers, homie? But when you get a good mix of customers, you don't need all those bad ones. Let them go be bad for somebody else. You want all the good ones. You want all the easy ones. You know what I'm saying? But that's because I learned how to organize my chips, organize my life, organize my hustle, organize my business. You know what I mean? The other thing is, man, is that you got to devote some real time to some kind of social activity. And I'm not talking about going to play tennis or racquetball. I'm talking about that the money and the hustle will consume you, homie. That's how you make millions. Anyone who tells you that they made millions and the money didn't consume them and the hustle didn't consume them is a lie. The only way you can really make money, big time money, is that if you concentrate on it all day long, every day. That's where the millions come in. Most people concentrate on it for 2-3 hours and they make some money. But the dudes who dominate the area, they can just talk money. They talk their angle all day. They talk, I'm sure Bill Gates talk about programming all day. I'm sure Donald Trump talk real estate all day, because this is how much devotion you have to give to it. But you also need to make sure that you carve out some time for some kind of social activity. Even if it's just to sit down there and politic with your partners and break bread over something stupid, homie, you actually need to give yourself a second to do that. What most cats don't ever realize is that, you know what I'm saying, this is a lonely man's game, this money game we on, this chip thing we do, homie. And there is nobody else around. So you're going to have to really go out and hang out with people. You know what I'm saying, to stay normal. Because what's the definition of a nerd, homie? A nerd is someone who, despite all the social things going on in the world, they don't know anything about the Lakers today. You know what I'm saying? They don't know anything about the whatever's going on in the world. They know too much about quantum physics. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes you a nerd, that you're too focused on one thing. And that means there's no balance in your life. But you can create a balance by putting some time out to the side. The stress that comes from success, homie, is something that everybody has to go through. There is no way around it. I just wanted to give you some building blocks, homie, something that you can, you know, some rungs on the ladder, homie, so you can take these steps. And when you get to this point, you already have these habits. You already know how to handle stress because you work out all the time. You never really gained weight even when you didn't get a chance to work out because you were eating better. You know what I'm saying? You organized the whole game. You said, well, if I can't do it in 8, I'm not going to do it in 12. You know what I'm saying? That's what I used to tell myself. If I can't do it in 8, I sure as hell ain't going to do it in 12. So, you know what I'm saying? The extra hours doesn't mean anything if you're not going to get anything done. If it takes you that much, then you need to find out what you need to do to get better. And the last thing is to devote some kind of time to some other thing you got going on. Some kind of social activity. I don't care, homie. I used to go salsa dancing. I wanted to meet some nice women, so you know what I'm saying, I don't have no problem going in there, putting my bid in. I ain't dancing with the stars, you know what I'm saying. I'm actually thinking chips, but I know that I need to go out there and mingle. And what better place to go out and mingle where you get to, you know, dance with some women. I don't like buying drinks. I'd rather. I don't like that trick move. I don't know who invented that, but I'd rather go out and chill, meet some women who want to do something, and you know, get out there and dance with them and have a good time. So when you think of success, homie, in anything that you do, especially in this chip game when we're trying to build empires, when we're building businesses, the stress of success sucks, homie. You know what I'm saying? It really does. And I haven't found a way to get around it. You're going to see a lot of people go down with their dumbass theories. They're going to say, you know what, man, I have a drink. And then you're going to see them have a drink, and then they're going to have a little flask in their car, and then they're going to have a drink in their desk. And then you're going to say, this dude is a full-blown alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? This cat right here doesn't know how to handle life, so he has to get doped up every opportunity he can. And if you keep drinking on a consistent basis for a long period of time, you're going to kill your liver and you're going to become an alcoholic. You see what I'm saying? So you need to think about these positive ways. You know what I'm saying? Because in the end, you want to be the total package. You want to come out in super shape. You want to come out with a good health. You want to come out with a time to enjoy your life. You want to devote some time to your life. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen one of those coaches, like you'll watch homeboy used to be the coach of Florida Gators, a football coach. And he just said he had enough. You know, how many times these cats always tell you, oh man, I had to go home and I won't see my kids grow up, or I'm going to have to do this, or I'm getting stressed out, or dude had like a heart attack or something. The hustle, if you're going to be good, if you're going to build these empires, homie, this what comes with the hustle. Nobody ever taught us how to handle it, how to mitigate it, how to knock it down, homie, how to de-stress. You know, a lot of people think they need to work 14, 16 hours a day. There's nothing in this world that needs to be operated on 14, 16 hours a day. That's you lying to yourself and justifying it. You know what I'm saying? A liquor store doesn't run 14, 16 hours a day. Somebody quits or goes home and somebody else comes in. That's what you have to learn to do. The stress from success sucks, but we got remedies. We got opportunities to be good at it. So absorb this one. This was some Building Blocks podcast that I gave to you today. Absorb it, homie. Put it in your back pocket. And remember this when you start getting on that road. Because once the chips come, they come like an avalanche. They don't come like a drip in your faucet, homie. The money game is not set up that way. So all of a sudden you're overwhelmed that everybody likes your cupcakes, homie. You're overwhelmed that you making $800 a day on the block pushing water. You're overwhelmed that people want to come to your hot dog stand. You're overwhelmed that you set up this coffee shop, the Joe on the Go coffee shop, and you got 400 people a day. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be overwhelmed when something cracks, homie. It cracks wide open. It don't crack a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can plaster up a little crack, but when it crack wide open, we got a damn problem. And when your money come, homie, it's gonna be a damn problem. So you're gonna have to learn how to enjoy your life and mitigate all that and be a cool person and be productive and be healthy. Absorb this one, homie. And I catch up with y'all next time. Next time, partner.